Jacob is one of our key team members who's organizing Founders Lunch. Could you give my audience an overview of what is Founders Lunch?
Okay, let me tell you this part. Well, we've got Founders, which is all you guys, and we get the lunch, which is the food. And that's all I know, actually.
That's incredible, man. That is like the greatest SEO message I've ever received.
That's all I know what's happening today.
All right, this is Amin, another one of our incredible founders who's here for the Founder Lunch. Can you tell us a little bit about, first of all, do you know today's Founders Lunch?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, of course.
And what do you think about Founders Lunch, and what do you think we're doing here?
It's a great way for a bunch of different founders at the Science Discovery Zone to meet and mingle and maybe collaborate on new ideas and share their war stories with one another and what they can do.
Nice.
So what are some of the businesses I'm working on?
Yeah.
I guess my coolest one right now is this accounting software and bookkeeping software. Basically takes in an accountant's client's transactional data from the bank account and automatically categorizes the transaction based on CRA standards.
Because nobody's ever said the coolest idea I'm working on and then went on to give me a 15-second accounting software pitch. Is this some kind of crazy marketing strategy?
Yeah, it's called Balance Accounting. Check it out.
Okay, cool. All right, I gotta go to a meeting, which I didn't know was happening because they said it's not happening.
That is what it is.
Google Calendar, people. Google Calendar. Put that shit in there. All right, thank you for your time.
No worries.
Anyhow, so our hope is, once a month we'll invite not just our members, but members from across the zone. Entrepreneurship is entrepreneurship. There's some key, behavioral characteristics that everybody can learn from each other, regardless of whether you're in science, you're in business, whether you're, space exploration or DNA manipulation. Doesn't matter, right? So that's the idea, and so we encourage you guys to, participate. I'm going to do the least amount of talking. It's really about you guys learning from each other. So I was thinking about how do we set the tone? And I've been attending a lot of startup networking events, and all of them tend to focus on the same things, like how to raise money, how to write a business plan, how to pitch, how to VC this, and cool. There's so much shit out there, and everybody knows this stuff. My name is Satish Bala. For those of you that don't know, I'm the entrepreneur in residence here. So my job is to really just look at what are all the different things that we can do to help startups continue their journey to whatever that destination is. Some to exit nicely, some to stay in and figure out what to do next, some to blow up and grow, right? And I've had the pleasure of doing this all last year, and I met probably over 100 startups, man. It was so much fun and tiring at the same time because there's so much passion and energy. And you're like, you suck it all in every meeting, and there's like 2 and 3 and 4. So I thought I'll do a quick summary of just top few things that I think outside of the business thinking that startups or founders could sort of focus on. So the first one is this idea of building a group. Like, we all heard that saying, right? Your top 4 or 5 people that you keep in contact with defines your success. I want to take that one step further and help people really understand the team that you should build. And as an entrepreneur, and I've run multiple companies, the 4 big sort of groups or people that you should have in your life. And if you don't have, start to look at filling that gap. Definitely a mentor, a coach, a cheerleader, and a friend. So a mentor usually is somebody that you're looking up to, somebody who's accomplished some success that you're aspiring to, right? So from a tech startup, what's the big players that I want to become? Their job is to sort of give you inspiration and sort of show you where you can go, right? So definitely a mentor is totally important. But a lot of people downplay the purpose of a coach. And for me, a coach is somebody who's giving you that accountability mirror, right? They're not really here to mentor you and give you business strategies, but they're the ones that are going to do the check-in. They go, hey, did you do 10 sales calls this week? Did you get that pitch deck done? Did you do all the shit that you don't want to do? So I call the coaches sort of the accountability mirror because they make sure you get shit done. And then the other 2 that we take for granted, especially as founders, is having a cheerleader, man. No questions asked, just somebody who's going to like every post you make. They're going to share every comment that you post. Just people that are cheerleading you. They don't really judge you. They just want to cheerlead you and be like, go, go, go. And you need that person in your life. And then the last, being a CEO or being a founder is usually a lonely process in the sense you can't really talk about a lot of things to a lot of people. You know, we've been married for 25 years, and I met my wife when I started my first company, but I couldn't share a lot of stuff with her because sometimes it's burdensome from other people to hear sort of what you're going through. But having somebody who's a friend who doesn't judge you, will go for shots and just let you be is a really important thing. 10 years ago, it was shunned upon, like, oh, you're weak, and you know, just do this shit, man. Like, nobody, you know. So I'm glad, you know, now we're at a spot where we can talk about this kind of stuff, where you can say, shit, I'm having a breakdown at work. Who do I call? I'm my mentor, not my coach. I'm a cheerleader, but who's a friend that I can just hang out with? And I think a lot of this stuff is sort of buried because we're so focused on like the revenue side of building businesses and go-to-market strategy, building cultures and da-da-da, which is all important. But at the end of the day, you as a founder still have to look yourself in the mirror and like get to the next day, right? So if you don't have these 4 people, or you have 1 or 2, I strongly advise going out there and trying to fill some of those gaps in. The second thing, unlike this guy, there is no real balance when you're running a company. You know, you have to get super obsessed about what you're building. You have to believe in it more than anybody else. So back in the days, it used to be like, oh, work-life balance, you know, I'm gonna do this. And there's no such thing as, in my opinion, a healthy way to balance life if you're aggressively trying to build something that doesn't exist. So the sooner we accept it, the sooner we can figure out a way to, you know, sort of strategically unplug. And that's what I mean by plan to unplug, right? It's less about finding balance, but it's knowing, hey, I'm gonna go crazy for the next 3 months, and that's okay. But when that milestone gets hit, I'm gonna take a vacation. I'm gonna go watch a movie. But it's a planned strategic unplugging. It doesn't naturally happen because everything in your DNA says I need to be obsessed about this business. I need to work 22 hours a day. I need to pay attention to everything. I gotta go. And unfortunately, in today's global competitive world, you cannot build something of great substance and value if you're not obsessed and thinking and competing all day, every day. But we also know it's not healthy. And so instead of hoping to unplug, planning to unplug is the strategy. I do not do anything before 10 o'clock now. I don't, even if I get up at 6 a.m., I don't do work. I make sure I work out. I make sure I get my meditation in. I make sure I get my music in. Because at 10, like, the world gets a piece of me. And I'm cool with it because from like 7 to 10, it's just me. 100% me. I don't have to share. I don't have to look at the kids. I'm not making breakfast. I'm just doing me. But from 10, boom. And that's my strategy to unplug every single day, right? The next thing is this idea of clarity. So many founders I see every single day, they start with a vision, then it gets murky, and then they realize, shit, I have to stay on point. Hey, where's my... We're trying to do this like gift thing. What the hell? This is not running. Having clarity is one thing, but having clarity that's aligned to your purpose is something that has to be focused on every single day, right? Because you could say, yeah, I'm gonna go build this really cool company, and that's still your big picture. But every single day, different things come and challenge that, different ideas, different people's opinions, the naysayers and the supporters, right? And so staying clear is a challenge in itself, in addition to running your business. But the only way you're gonna be really clear and know what noise to avoid is if you really understand your purpose. And that's what I mean by when clarity and purpose gets aligned, it doesn't become a distraction, it becomes something that powers you. Sort of go, yeah, I'll take the hits, they don't impact me because I know what I'm doing. No's become powerful. Maybes become powerful. Yes become empowering. Right? Take time to party. It's shunned upon. You know, when you're building your own business, you're like, yeah, I want to go out on a Friday night, I want to go on a Saturday. It's like, what? You're not hustling? You're not working? You don't have 2 phones? What the hell? It's cool, man. Like, shut it all down. With purpose. It's cool to go out and, you know, pop a bottle and like relax. Book a flight and just go to Cuba for a weekend if you can. Because the amount of work that people put in this room is incredible. Most people can't handle it. Most people can't handle even thinking about doing it. So if you can afford to, take a break and take it. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like, oh shit, the world's gonna end. Oh my God, if I don't consistently work hard, somebody's gonna take my pie. At the end of the day, if you have the right business with the right clarity, with the right amount of obsessiveness, taking a day off, disappearing for a night, it can't hurt your company. And if it does, do you really have a company?